Hello, welcome to the Learn English Lab. Today's podcast, English Listening Practice podcast topic name is 1 Hour Advanced Public Speaking Practice.
If you've ever found yourself caught in that frustrating loop of knowing what you want to say, but feeling like your words just won't align with your intent. Maybe your voice falters, your body language betrays your confidence, or your message simply doesn't land with the impact it deserves, then you understand that deep craving for communication mastery. We're not talking about basic tips here. Our mission today is to embark on a comprehensive deep dive, distilling a potent, structured 1-hour practice blueprint that transcends the fundamentals. This is about cultivating true fluency, transforming your communication from a skill into, well, an undeniable superpower.
Yeah, and that superpower has never been more vital. I mean, looking at our current landscape, right? With remote work and virtual interactions deeply woven into the fabric of our professional and personal lives, the ability to articulate powerfully and with clarity isn't just an asset. It's pretty much a non-negotiable requirement for influence now.
That's a really good point. And when we talk about fluency in advanced public speaking, we're talking about something far richer than simply avoiding, filler words. It encompasses a seamless flow of ideas, yes, absolutely, but also a profound emotional resonance that actively connects with your audience, and an almost intuitive agility to adapt your message and delivery in real time.
So it's more than just sounding polished.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about establishing genuine authority and trust. And the transformative benefits are huge. They're really far-reaching. Think accelerated career progression, a significant boost in confidence and professional recognition, enhanced leadership qualities that genuinely inspire, and a marked improvement in all your communication, both spoken and unspoken. Ultimately, it leads to a palpable reduction in anxiety, more effective networking, and a profound journey of personal growth through empowered self-expression. So this deep dive, it's going to be a comprehensive guide. We'll meticulously dissect everything from crucial mindset warm-ups and precision vocal drills to body language mastery, dynamic improv scenarios, and critically sophisticated self-feedback techniques.
Okay, let's unpack this blueprint then. And we're starting where all great performance begins, with the mental game. This first segment, which we call the mindset warm-up, is designed to take approximately 10 minutes of your practice session. But honestly, its foundational impact cannot be overstated.
It really can't.
We often obsess over the script, the data, the perfectly crafted bullet points. Yet advanced public speaking, as any seasoned communicator will tell you, is as much about how you feel and how you present internally as it is about the words themselves.
That's so true.
Think about it. That familiar surge of nerves can utterly derail even the most meticulously prepared speaker. You've seen it or felt it. A voice that trembles, a posture that stiffens, or that deer in headlights gaze.
Oh yeah, we've all been there.
So this warm-up isn't a mere suggestion. It's a deliberate, psychologically engineered process. It's about consciously setting a positive, powerful internal tone, preparing the mental ground for peak performance.
It's remarkable how often we underestimate the sheer power of the mind in communication. I mean, consider towering figures like Martin Luther King Jr. His I Have a Dream speech wasn't just a masterclass in rhetoric. It was a testament to supreme emotional control and unwavering self-belief. His fluent, passionate conviction sprang not just from his intellect, but from a profound inner calm and certainty.
That inner certainty.
Exactly. And on a more personal level, mindset training is an incredibly potent antidote to imposter syndrome. That pervasive challenge affecting a significant portion of professionals.
Huge number, right?
Yeah, really significant number. The critical insight here is to remember the classic 7-38-55 rule of communication. Only a mere 7% of your message is conveyed by the actual words, 38% by your tone of voice, and a monumental 55% by your body language.
That 55% is huge.
It is. Now, here's where it gets truly interesting for the advanced communicator in, say, 2025. In an era of ubiquitous virtual meetings and pre-recorded presentations, that powerful 55% of body language can often be static, reduced to a head and shoulders frame on a screen.
Right, you lose a lot of that physical presence.
You do. And this means the advanced communicator must consciously intensify the impact of the 38% vocal tone and the 7% word choice to carry the full emotional weight. Your stress or lack of confidence directly compromises your tone and posture, which then in turn subtly sabotages your entire message.
It undermines everything.
It really does. By deliberately engaging in mindset exercises, you're not just reducing anxiety, you're orchestrating an internal alignment, allowing for a fluency that feels deeply authentic and powerfully engaging. The immediate benefits are clearer focus and heightened self-awareness, while the long-term gains include a robust, resilient confidence, fostering genuine leadership ability even under intense scrutiny.
Okay, so how do we actually do this? We've got a precise three-part process for this mindset warm-up. First, find a quiet space, settle into a comfortable sitting or standing position, and let's begin with a deep breathing technique. It'll take about 2 to 3 minutes here.
Just 2 or 3 minutes, yeah.
Close your eyes and engage in diaphragmatic breathing. Inhale slowly and deeply through your nose for a count of 4, feeling your abdomen expand. Hold that breath gently for another count of 4. Then, exhale slowly and completely through your mouth for a count of 4, allowing your abdomen to contract. Repeat this cycle 5 to 10 times.
And that deep belly breathing is key.
Absolutely. The science behind this is fascinating. This specific controlled breathing directly stimulates your vagus nerve, activating the parasympathetic nervous system.
Which is your body's natural calming counterpoint to the fight or flight response.
Exactly. And this isn't just about relaxation. Studies show it actively reduces vocal cord tension, leading to a richer, more resonant voice. And it significantly enhances cognitive clarity and recall.
So it helps your voice and your brain.
Precisely. While you're breathing, engage in vivid visualization. Picture yourself delivering a flawless presentation, every word impactful, every gesture purposeful. See an engaged, appreciative audience responding positively. This technique, used by elite performers, literally rewires your neural pathways for success. It primes your brain for positivity and confidence.
That visualization piece is powerful.
It really is. Next, for approximately 3 minutes, we transition to positive affirmations and power posing. Stand tall, assume an expansive power pose, think superhero or maybe a victorious athlete. Your feet should be planted shoulder-width apart, hands placed firmly on your hips, chin slightly elevated, chest open. Hold this stance for about 2 minutes.
Get that superhero stance going.
Yeah. As you hold it, repeat powerful affirmations, either aloud or internally. Phrases like, I embody fluent and confident communication. My voice commands attention with effortless clarity. Or, I connect profoundly and authentically with my audience.
And saying them aloud can be really effective.
Definitely. The groundbreaking research by social psychologist Amy Cuddy reveals that these expansive, high-power poses physically alter your neurochemistry. They measurably increase testosterone, the hormone associated with confidence and assertiveness,
Right.
while simultaneously decreasing cortisol, the primary stress hormone. The result is a physiological shift that dramatically improves performance under pressure.
So it's not just in your head, it's actually changing your body chemistry.
Exactly. For those seeking a truly advanced adaptation, try delivering a brief, confident introduction of yourself while holding this pose. Something like, I'm your name, an influential communicator prepared to inspire and inform. You'll notice an immediate, palpable shift in your internal state, forging that mental fluency essential for dynamic speaking.
I like that speaking while posing.
And finally, a quick reflection, lasting 1 to 2 minutes. This is a crucial cognitive exercise. Begin by gently acknowledging any lingering fears or anxieties that might surface when you contemplate public speaking. Don't fight them, simply note them. Maybe mentally jot them down.
Just notice them, yeah.
Then, for each fear, consciously and deliberately counter it with concrete evidence of past successes. This could be anything. That time, you perfectly answered a tough question in a meeting, or even the small victory of clearly explaining a complex concept to a colleague.
Finding that proof.
Exactly. This powerful technique is known as cognitive reframing, a core principle in neuro-linguistic programming (NLP). It's not just wishing away fear, it's a deliberate internal debate where you transform anxiety into activated alertness. When the thought all freeze surfaces, you immediately counter. No, my past experience, like that time I seamlessly recovered a forgotten line, proves I'm adaptable and resilient.
Turning it around.
Yes, this isn't fear, it's activated energy, which I can channel into dynamic delivery. This meticulous process helps solidify lasting confidence, turning potential weaknesses into strengths.
And connecting this to the bigger picture, the true power emerges from integrating these mindset warm-ups into your daily rhythm, not just reserving them for your formal practice session.
Right, make it a habit.
Definitely. Even a single minute of focused breathing before a significant meeting or a challenging conversation can recalibrate your entire disposition. Over time, you'll undoubtedly observe a profound enhancement in both your verbal and nonverbal communication, because consistent public speaking practice inherently refines both. It's essential to grasp that fluency, especially at an advanced level, is predominantly a mental architecture we're discussing of, maybe 85 to 90% mental preparation. with the remaining 15% being the polished execution.
Wow, that much.
Yeah, the mental game is huge. Luminary figures like Steve Jobs, whose Stanford commencement speech is still a masterclass in elegant simplicity and genuine emotional connection, relied heavily on this kind of deep internal work to forge such an indelible bond with his audience.
It felt so authentic.
It did. By this stage in your practice, you should feel a distinct shift, more centered, energized, and mentally poised. If you had the opportunity to record your affirmation speech before this warm-up, playing it back now would almost certainly reveal a marked difference in your vocal tone, presence, and overall confidence. That truly is the profound strategic power of mastering your mindset. With our minds now finely tuned, let's gracefully transition to vocal fluency, where we will sculpt your voice into the precision instrument for your powerful message.
Absolutely. Now let's hone in on the voice itself, your primary, most versatile instrument in public speaking. This is that crucial 38% of communication, according to Moravian's model, the element that carries emotion, subtle intent, and authentic personality.
It carries so much weight.
It does. For advanced fluency, it's not merely about having a clear voice, it's about mastering the dynamic interplay of pitch, pace, volume, and articulation. The objective is to move far beyond a monotonous delivery, to actively captivate your listeners, to hold their attention with nuanced vocal color, and, importantly, to prevent vocal strain, which is a common challenge during extended presentations or those back-to-back virtual calls.
Oh, definitely. Vocal fatigue is real. This brings us to a fundamental inquiry. Why is advanced vocal control so utterly paramount?
Yeah, why focus so much here?
Well, the simple truth is that a poorly controlled voice inevitably leads to disengagement. Audiences, even subconsciously, tune out deliveries that lack dynamism or expressiveness. Conversely, voices that possess sophisticated control, think of Barack Obama's meticulously measured cadence, strategically pausing, or the deliberate shifts in his vocal register to convey gravity, or hope these voices don't just speak, they captivate, they persuade, and they inspire.
His use of pause is incredible.
It really is. Analysis of truly iconic speeches consistently illustrates that authentic fluency is meticulously crafted through strategic pauses, intentional tone shifts, and a conscious command over every vocal element. These are the very techniques we aim to internalize through these drills. The benefits are multi-layered. You'll develop robust vocal muscles, achieve superior breath management, and significantly amplify your overall vocal expressiveness, all of which directly elevate your professional communication skills across every platform.
Okay, let's plunge into our first vocal drill then. Pitch variation unlocking emotional range. This is a 5-minute segment. For advanced speakers, pitch isn't just about high or low, it's about mastering micro-inflections. Those tiny, subtle shifts that can convey sarcasm, sincere belief, or even a gentle challenge without explicitly stating it.
Getting that nuance in.
Exactly. It moves you beyond merely sounding not monotone to sounding genuinely captivating and strategically persuasive. Why is this so critical for fluency? Because nuanced pitch helps you emphasize key ideas, yes, but more profoundly, it allows you to emotionally lead your audience.
Lead them emotionally. Interesting.
A rising inflection might signal inquiry or hope. A falling one, definitive resolve. Experts in communication note that this mastery can dramatically improve listener retention, boosting it by as much as 20 to 30%.
Wow, that's significant.
It really is. It's the difference between merely presenting information and truly guiding an emotional journey. For your step-by-step practice, exactly. For a more advanced challenge, try this. Select a random word, say innovation, and deliver it with 5 different emotional pitches. Curious, dismissive, confident, questioning, and urgent. Record yourself and critically review. Did the emotion genuinely come through the pitch, or did it feel forced?
That self-assessment is key.
Absolutely. A fantastic pro tip for expanding your vocal range and promoting natural resonance is humming scales. Gently hum an ooh sound starting from your very lowest comfortable note, smoothly ascending to your highest, and then descending again. This warms up your vocal cords and subtly increases their flexibility.
A simple but effective warm-up.
In terms of real-world application, recall Martin Luther King Jr.'s "I Have a Dream" speech. His pitch famously ascended during his visionary calls for equality, actively drawing listeners into his profound hope. Try practicing a powerful line from it, perhaps. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. Consciously vary your pitch on dream to convey a soaring hope, and on nation to convey a resolute, unwavering commitment.
applying it to powerful words.
This exercise, rooted in classical vocal training, genuinely enhances your daily fluency, from persuasive team presentations to high-stakes client pitches. Regarding common pitfalls and their fixes, a frequent issue is when forced high pitches sound shrill or unnatural.
Yeah, that strain sound.
Right. The fix isn't to push harder, it's to relax your jaw. Beyond a wide yawn, which is a great start, try these subtle micro-interventions. Silently chew for 10 seconds, feeling the hinge relax. Gently massage the muscles just below your ears. Or perform a controlled, slow jaw drop to the point of slight discomfort, holding, then releasing.
Releasing that tension.
These instantly relieve the tension that can constrict your vocal range. The benefits of this drill are immense. Profoundly increased audience engagement, robust vocal stamina for longer speaking engagements, and, as confirmed by speech pathologists, a significant amplification of emotional authenticity. Commit to the full 5 minutes. Advanced fluency is forged in consistent, deliberate repetition.
Moving on now to drill 2. Pace and pausing, mastering rhythm for impact. Another 5-minute segment. Your speaking speed, or pace, is a powerful rhythmic tool. Speak too rapidly and you risk overwhelming your audience, making your message feel rushed and inaccessible.
Or just impossible to follow.
Exactly. Speak too slowly and you risk losing their engagement entirely, allowing their attention to drift. The optimal range generally falls between 120 and 150 words per minute. But the true mastery lies in strategically punctuating this with well-timed, thoughtful pauses for emphasis.
So it's not just about the speed, but the rhythm created by speed and pauses.
Precisely. This drill isn't about rigid adherence to a number. It's about transforming what might be a breathless rush into a polished, impactful presentation that breathes with your message. This builds fluency by allowing your ideas to truly land. Strategic pauses aren't empty spaces. They create suspense, allowing complex concepts to resonate. Much like in John F. Kennedy's inaugural address, where his carefully placed silences amplified his powerful calls to action, giving his words monumental gravity.
Those pauses felt deliberate, weighty.
They did. Advanced speakers leverage this for sophisticated persuasive power, measurably improving comprehension and imbuing their message with profound emotional depth. For your step-by-step practice, let's take this specific paragraph. In the vast expanse of human history, great speakers like Martin Luther King Jr. didn't just talk. They inspired revolutions with pauses that let ideas sink in, creating resonant echoes in the hearts of millions.
Okay.
First, read it at your natural conversational speed, perhaps timing yourself to establish a baseline. Then intentionally introduce strategic pauses. Imagine a 2-second pause after human history to let the grandeur sink in. And maybe a 1-second pause after great speakers to create a subtle emphasis.
Playing with the timing.
Exactly. Next, challenge yourself to read a different section of equal length, speeding up to around 120 words per minute. Then immediately slow down to approximately 120 words per minute for another section. Record yourself and play it back, listening critically. Did those pauses feel natural, organic, and impactful? Or were they forced and awkward?
Being objective about it.
Yes. For an advanced technique, try using a metronome app set to around 120 beats per minute, and consciously synchronize your words to the beats. Experiment with extending pauses over multiple beats. You can also practice with complex tongue twisters, like Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. First slowly, then briskly, always integrating those crucial, deliberate pauses.
Using tongue twisters for rhythm control too. Interesting.
Absolutely. In terms of real-world application, observe how master communicators like Barack Obama utilize pace in his addresses, slowing down for moments of profound gravity and emotional weight, and then speeding up slightly to build excitement or momentum.
That dynamic range.
Apply this strategic pacing to your own professional scenarios. Imagine a critical sales pitch where you deliberately pause after articulating a key benefit, allowing that benefit to truly settle and resonate with your prospect.
Letting it sink in.
Exactly. Furthermore, advanced vocal training emphasizes that consistent diaphragmatic breathing is the bedrock for maintaining a steady, controlled pace. It actively prevents those rushed, breathy deliveries.
It all comes back to the breath, doesn't it?
It often does. Regarding common pitfalls and their fixes, a frequent and often unconscious issue is reflexively filling natural pauses with or other verbal fillers.
The dreaded fillers.
Right. The effective fix here is deceptively simple. Silently count to 3 during a pause. This internal counting gives you a specific task, helping you resist the urge to fill the silence with unhelpful sounds.
A concrete action to take.
Precisely. Some valuable tips for advanced pacing include consciously varying your pace within different sections of your talk, perhaps a slightly faster tempo for engaging anecdotes, and a decidedly slower, more deliberate pace for conveying critical, complex points. This dynamic variation not only keeps your audience deeply engaged, but also significantly enhances clarity, especially when addressing diverse multicultural audiences.
Adapting to the audience.
And finally, a meticulously managed pace, as advised by seasoned professional speaking experts, can dramatically reduce vocal fatigue during longer, more demanding presentations, allowing you to sustain your energy and impact.
Now for drill 3. Volume and articulation projecting with precision, another essential 5-minute segment. Volume, for the advanced speaker, isn't about shouting. It's about ensuring your voice is audibly clear and resonant, capable of filling any space without strain. Articulation, on the other hand, is about the crisp, precise shaping of your words, ensuring every syllable is intelligible.
Clarity is key.
Yes, this drill is specifically designed to build your projection capabilities for large auditoriums, or to ensure absolute, crystal clear intelligibility in the often challenging acoustics of virtual meeting environments. Why is this particular drill so crucial for advanced fluency? Because impeccable enunciation is your most potent defense against mumbling.
Which can happen under stress.
Right, a common linguistic byproduct of stress or reduced confidence. Moreover, the intelligent variation of your volume can infuse your message with immense drama and impact. Much like Winston Churchill's wartime speeches, where his bold projections and subtle shifts rallied an entire nation.
Using volume strategically for effect.
Exactly. For your step-by-step practice, let's begin with classic tongue twisters like, "She sells seashells by the seashore." Start by saying it slowly, focusing on exaggerated articulation of each consonant and vowel. Then gradually increase your speed, maintaining that clarity. Next, transition from speaking the twister softly to speaking it loudly, feeling how your diaphragm supports the projection.
Connecting volume to breath support.
Yes. Now, imagine you're addressing a room of 100 people. Practice projecting your voice to reach the very last row without yelling. Repeat the phrase "Unique New York" 10 times, consciously escalating your volume with each repetition, aiming for a consistent, supported projection.
Unique New York. That's a good one for articulation.
It is. For advanced techniques, try incorporating vocal exercises like lip trills, those raspberry sounds, while simultaneously varying your volume from soft to loud on a single breath. You can also practice tongue trills for increased lingual agility. Finally, select a complex paragraph and deliver it first loudly, as if addressing a large hall, then whisper it as if sharing a secret, paying meticulous attention to maintaining precise control over your voice in both extremes.
Mastering the full dynamic range of volume.
When it comes to real-world application, strong, clear articulation is absolutely vital in virtual settings. It actively combats common microphone and internet connection issues.
Definitely helps cut through the noise online.
Consider how Steve Jobs masterfully utilized varied volume in his Stanford commencement speech, creating intimate, reflective moments with softer tones, contrasted with broader, more declarative pronouncements. You can practice this daily in seemingly mundane situations, like in an elevator, experimenting with projecting your voice naturally and comfortably to the corners of the space without sounding forced or aggressive.
Finding everyday practice opportunities.
As for common pitfalls and their fixes, a prevalent issue is overprojection, which can strain your voice and lead to hoarseness. The effective fix here is to always warm up your voice beforehand with gentle humming and resonant sounds. Focus on diaphragmatic support rather than throat tension.
Support from the core, not the throat.
Right. The benefits of this drill are truly transformative. It significantly boosts your perceived confidence and authority, helps refine and improve accents for greater global fluency and comprehension, and in the long term, actively strengthens your vocal cords, making them more resilient and capable. By now, your voice should feel incredibly versatile, like a finely tuned instrument. These 3 meticulously chosen drills, drawn from expert vocal warm-up routines, might only constitute 15 minutes of active practice, but they promise lifelong gains in vocal mastery and persuasive power.
That vocal toolkit is essential.
We've now built a rock-solid mental game and tuned our vocal instrument to perfection. But imagine conducting a symphony with only sound and no conductor's gestures. The visual power is immense. So how do we transform our physical presence into a captivating nonverbal dialogue, ensuring our body speaks with the same fluency as our words?
Yeah, bringing in that other huge piece.
This brings us to the 55% powerhouse of communication, body language mastery. This entire section will also demand about 15 minutes of your practice session. We're talking about your gestures, your posture, your facial expressions, the nonverbal cues that either powerfully amplify or subtly undermine your spoken words. For advanced speakers, this isn't about random fidgeting, it's about cultivating intentional, authentic charisma.
Intentional charisma, I like that. It's truly fascinating how profoundly nonverbal cues build immediate trust and deep engagement. Conversely, incongruent or awkward body language isn't just a minor distraction. It can actively erode your credibility and work against your spoken message.
It can really sabotage you.
Absolutely. Consider influential TED speakers like Simon Sinek. He consistently employs open postures, expansive gestures, and genuine eye contact to instantly forge a deep, almost visceral connection with his audience. The profound benefits of mastering body language are tangible and immediate. You learn to command physical space with natural authority, significantly enhancing your persuasive capabilities, and crucially, you project an aura of calm confidence, dramatically reducing any perceived nervousness.
Okay, let's jump into exercise 1. Power poses building instant confidence. You'll allocate about 5 minutes here. We're revisiting Amy Cuddy's compelling research here, which demonstrates that even just 2 minutes of expansive posing can measurably increase feelings of confidence, directly aiding fluent speech, especially when you're under acute pressure.
That link between posture and confidence is so direct.
It really is. For your step-by-step practice, actively adopt that Wonder Woman or Superman pose. Stand tall, feet planted shoulder-width apart, hands firmly on your hips. Hold this for a full 2 minutes. While maintaining this posture, deliver a short, confident introduction of yourself, perhaps. Hi, I'm your name, mastering public speaking today and embracing my full communicative power.
Owning it.
Yes. Crucially, ensure your gestures, even simple ones, involve open palms. This is a universal nonverbal cue signaling openness, honesty, and receptivity. If you can, record yourself and critically observe the immediate, almost magical impact that this powerful posture has on your vocal presence and overall demeanor.
See the difference it makes.
In terms of real-world application, this is a phenomenal technique to employ in a restroom before a high-stakes interview, a crucial negotiation, or a major presentation.
A quick pregame boost.
Exactly. A quick, discreet confidence boost. Amy Cuddy's own TED Talk is a brilliant, live example of how an individual can exude authentic authority and conviction through their stance. Some valuable tips. Always integrate power, posing with deep, diaphragmatic breathing for an amplified physiological and psychological effect.
Layering the techniques.
Consciously avoid slouching or hunching, as these are potent nonverbal cues that signal doubt, submission, or insecurity. And feel free to experiment with variations, such as the victory pose, arms raised overhead, adapting them to different scenarios for maximum impact.
Find what feels powerful for you.
Next, for another 5 minutes, we have exercise 2, gestures and eye contact enhancing connection. Purposeful gestures aren't just hand movements. They are incredibly effective nonverbal tools for reinforcing and clarifying your spoken messages. A principle long championed and refined by organizations like Toastmasters International.
Making your hands talk with you.
Right. And eye contact, maintaining it for an ideal duration of 3 to 5 seconds per person in your audience, is a foundational builder of rapport, trust, and a sense of genuine connection. For your step-by-step practice, try describing a complex hobby or process using 5 distinct purposeful gestures. For instance, you might use a pointing gesture to indicate direction or sequence, a circular motion for a conceptual idea, or an expansive sweep for scale.
Matching the gesture to the meaning.
If you're practicing with a camera, make conscious, direct eye contact with the lens, simulating a direct connection with an individual viewer. Furthermore, try walking in place while you speak, even subtly, to integrate natural, relaxed movement that prevents rigidity.
Keeping it fluid.
Afterwards, take a moment to reflect. Did your gestures feel natural? Did they flow effortlessly with your words? And did they genuinely amplify your message? In real-world application, strategically employed gestures can profoundly clarify abstract or complex ideas in high-stakes team meetings. Simon Sinek, in his iconic Start With Why talk, brilliantly uses his hands to illustrate his famous golden circles, making an abstract concept visually concrete.
That visual aid is so powerful.
Some invaluable tips here. Always ensure your gestures are congruent with your words. Open hands for openness, a firm downward chop for emphasis. Actively avoid placing your hands in your pockets or behind your back, as these can signal hidden information or disengagement.
Keep them visible.
Crucially, always keep your hands visible, as this builds trust. For virtual interactions, remember the strategic importance of looking directly at the camera lens, not the screen, to create that authentic sense of direct eye contact with your audience.
That camera lens connection is vital online. Our third and final exercise in this section, also lasting 5 minutes, is facial expressions conveying emotion authentically. Your face is an incredibly powerful, immediate mirror of your message. Your expressions are what inject humanity, relatability, and genuine emotion into your speeches.
Making it relatable.
Exactly. Insights from virtual communication platforms even highlight that consciously practicing specific facial expressions, such as a genuine smile, can surprisingly and significantly boost audience engagement and perceived warmth. For your step-by-step practice, try reading a phrase like, "What an incredible opportunity," with wide, expressive eyes, a genuine smile, and slightly raised eyebrows to convey enthusiasm.
Really lean into the emotion visually.
Yes. Then consciously cycle through a range of distinct emotions. Adopt a genuine warm smile for happiness, a thoughtful nod and slightly furrowed brow for seriousness, or a brief, wide-eyed look of surprise. Now, deliver a concise 1-minute pitch on, say, the transformative value of advanced public speaking, actively integrating these varied facial expressions throughout your delivery.
Practicing the range.
In terms of real-world application, appropriate and empathetic facial expressions can significantly soften the delivery of critiques during feedback sessions or during difficult conversations. Returning to Martin Luther King Jr.'s "I Have a Dream" speech, his use of joyful, hopeful, and determined facial expressions was instrumental in conveying the profound optimism and unwavering conviction of his vision, making his dream palpable to millions.
You could see the passion on his face.
You really could. Some key tips for this exercise. Practice diligently in front of a mirror to ensure your expressions look genuine, natural, and free from exaggeration. Vary your expressions judiciously based on your audience, and the specific context of formal presentation will call for different expressions than a casual, engaging dialogue. And always strive to deeply integrate your facial expressions with your voice for the fullest, most impactful, and authentic communication.
Bringing it all together, voice, face, body.
Exactly. By the culmination of this section, you'll be well on your way to becoming a body language virtuoso, fluid, commanding, and truly charismatic.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting and perhaps a little bit exhilarating. Improv and scenario practice. This final core section will also take about 15 minutes of your dedicated practice session. Improv is not merely about making things up on the spot. It's a profoundly crucial step that tests and hones your real-world adaptability.
This is where the rubber meets the road, right?
Totally. It genuinely transforms speakers who might rely on a script into agile, fluent improvisers who can think on their feet. It's about moving beyond rote memorization and truly owning your message, regardless of the unexpected twists. The benefits of consistently engaging in improv are extensive and far-reaching. It rapidly builds quick thinking and cognitive flexibility.
Thinking on your feet.
Significantly reduces the unconscious use of verbal fillers, and as observations from leader tech companies like Microsoft have shown, it cultivates a deep, unwavering comfort in unscripted talking. This directly translates to superior handling of Q&A sessions, fosters immense creativity, and empowers you to respond dynamically and strategically to any unexpected situation, from a hostile question to a technical glitch.
Building that resilience. For our first scenario, let's engage in a TED-style talk, a structured improv exercise designed to take about 7 to 8 minutes. Your practice here is to speak for 3 minutes on a chosen topic, for instance, the future of AI in communication or the psychology of effective storytelling.
Picking a topic you know something about.
Right. Begin with an engaging hook, perhaps an intriguing question or a compelling phrase like, imagine a world where... The real, advanced challenge is to consciously and seamlessly integrate all the skills you've meticulously practiced so far. Your confident, centered mindset, your varied and expressive vocal techniques, and your commanding, authentic body language.
Putting it all into practice at once.
Exactly. After your 3 minutes, take a moment for critical analysis. Which elements felt genuinely fluent and effortless? Where did your advanced techniques truly shine through? You might even reflect on how a master like Martin Luther King Jr. famously utilized repetition, not just as a rhetorical device, but to create a powerful, almost rhythmic flow in his speeches.
That repetition as a fluency tool.
Try to emulate that sense of natural yet controlled rhythm. For more advanced tips, try these. Pick 3 completely random, unrelated words, like starfish, algorithm, umbrella, and weave them into a coherent, compelling 3-minute talk as you go, forcing stream of consciousness.
Wow, that sounds challenging.
It is. Or, for even deeper challenge, limit your preparation time for this mini-talk to just 15 minutes beforehand, mimicking real-world pressure.
Okay, simulating the pressure cooker. Our second scenario in this section, also 7 to 8 minutes, focuses on handling Q&A truly responsive fluency. This is where your adaptability is put to the test. For this practice, imagine a challenging common question being posed to you, such as, how do you effectively overcome stage fright? Or, what's the single most impactful communication strategy for virtual teams?
Common, but sometimes tough questions.
Right. Structure your answer thoughtfully and strategically. First, acknowledge the question with genuine appreciation. Then provide your concise, authoritative answer. Offer a specific, compelling example or anecdote to powerfully illustrate your point. And finally, close succinctly, reiterating your core message.
A clear structure.
Yeah.
Acknowledge, answer, example, close.
Exactly. Throughout this process, emphasize thoughtful, deliberate pauses, allowing your points to land with impact and giving your brain those crucial micro moments to gather and organize your thoughts. In a real-world context, this is incredibly akin to preparing for a formal debate, mastering panel discussions, or engaging in advanced improv games like one-minute speeches, which are specifically designed to cultivate this kind of on-the-spot communication dexterity.
Building that muscle.
For advanced tips, remember the yes-and technique often used in theatrical improv. It's about building on the questioner's premise, or even subtly reframing it rather than shutting down the line of inquiry.
Adding to it, not deflecting.
Make it a daily habit to practice various Q&A scenarios, perhaps pulling questions from news articles or industry forums. And always focus on the audience's underlying emotional experience and their perspective. That's often more critical than the precise words you spontaneously generate in a live, unscripted answer.
Connecting with the person asking, not just the question.
Precisely. Finally, we arrive at the brief, yet profoundly crucial segment of self-feedback and cooldown. Remember, for the advanced communicator, feedback is not just helpful, it is the absolute engine of continuous improvement and refinement.
Can't improve without knowing where you stand.
Exactly. After each practice session, cultivate a disciplined habit of objectively rating your performance on a nuanced scale of 1 to 10 across 3 pivotal areas: the clarity and dynamism of your voice, the confidence and congruence of your body language, and the overall coherence and impact of your content delivery. Be rigorously honest, but also extend self-compassion.
Be kind but critical.
Make sure to meticulously note specific wins, what went exceptionally well, what felt effortless and impactful, and then clearly delineate precise areas for targeted improvement in your very next session. This iterative process is how mastery is forged.
To elevate your self-feedback to a genuinely effective tool, consider not just recalling your performance, but recording and meticulously reviewing it.
Watching the tape, so to speak.
Exactly. This allows for a detached, objective assessment that your live, subjective perception might entirely miss. As you review, implement active listening checks, focusing intently on specific elements like your pace during a specific paragraph or the alignment of a gesture with a keyword. Once you've completed your insightful self-assessment, transition smoothly into a cooldown.
Winding down properly.
A few minutes of deep diaphragmatic breathing, mirroring your warm-up technique, can help integrate the learning on a deeper neurological level and gently guide you back to a calm, centered state. For ongoing growth beyond these structured sessions, a powerful tip is to journal your progress, documenting your insights, breakthroughs, and persistent challenges over time.
Tracking the journey.
And critically, never cease observing truly professional speakers' figures, like Simon Sinek or even top-tier trial lawyers, are master communicators, and studying their techniques, from their subtle eye movements to their strategic use of silence, can provide endless, invaluable inspiration for your own evolving journey.
Learning from the best. So what does this entire immersive deep dive mean for you, the listener? This 1-hour practice blueprint, meticulously detailed and broken down here, is designed not just to give you tips, but to equip you for profound communication mastery. It's far from a theoretical exercise. It's a tangible, actionable framework for cultivating genuine fluency.
It's a practical plan.
We've journeyed through priming your mindset, refining your voice into a precision instrument, mastering your body language as a nonverbal dialogue, and embracing the crucial art of improv. Consistent, deliberate application of these advanced techniques will inevitably lead to lifelong fluency, translating into significant, tangible benefits, substantial boosts in your career trajectory, the forging of deeper, more meaningful personal and professional connections. and a much richer, more impactful personal expression in every facet of your life.
The impact really is holistic.
We genuinely encourage you, our listener, to integrate these actionable steps into your regular routine starting today.
And this raises an important overarching question for you to consider. Beyond simply speaking better, how does consistent, deliberate practice in advanced public speaking fundamentally reshape your cognitive processes? How does it lead to clearer thinking, more articulate thought, and ultimately more impactful communication, not just when you're on a stage or in a meeting, but in all areas of your life?
That's a deep thought.
It's not merely about acquiring a skill. It truly evolves into a profound way of thinking, of being, and of connecting with the world around you.
We truly hope this deep dive has been incredibly valuable throughout. If you found this deep dive valuable, we encourage you to like this content, share it with others who might benefit, and subscribe to the Learn English Lab YouTube channel for more insights into mastering communication. Until next time, keep practicing, keep growing, and continue to unlock your unique communication superpower. Hello. Welcome to the Learn English Lab. Today's podcast, English Listening Practice podcast topic name is 30 plus Advanced Public Speaking Vocabulary. It's genuinely fantastic to have you with us as we embark on a journey into the heart of communication mastery. Today on the deep dive, we're not just, listing words, we're unlocking the true power they hold, really delving into how a thoughtfully chosen vocabulary can dramatically elevate your voice, sharpen your message, and truly captivate any audience. Okay, let's unpack this. We're diving into something truly transformative for anyone who speaks in public, whether it's a high-stakes corporate presentation, maybe a motivational address, or even just aiming for more impactful daily conversations. We're moving beyond simply being understood, towards truly influencing and inspiring.
Yeah, and what's truly fascinating here, and something often overlooked, I think, is that the strategic choice of just a single word can fundamentally alter how your entire message lands. It's not about employing obscure jargon just to sound impressive. Actually, it's quite the opposite. It's really about achieving that precision, enhancing audience engagement, and building your perceived credibility as a speaker. Think about the most influential communicators you admire, maybe delivering TED Talks or corporate keynotes, figures like, say, Simon Sinek or Brené Brown. They don't just speak. They meticulously weave sophisticated words into their talks, not for show, but to evoke specific emotions, clarify complex ideas, and drive their key points home with real impact. This deliberate approach, using very accurate language, it's been shown time and again to significantly boost how audiences connect with, trust, and ultimately act on what a speaker says. The benefit here is, it's multifaceted. These words help you avoid common repetitions that can, dilute your message. They let you articulate intricate concepts with absolute clarity. And they're incredibly valuable in advanced settings like policy debates or motivational talks. So to help us navigate this rich linguistic landscape, we've grouped them into categories: communication and persuasion, emotional impact, intellectual depth, and professional polish. And this raises a really important question for all of us, I think. How do we move from just conveying information to truly influencing and inspiring, truly transforming perspectives?
That is the core question, isn't it? And it's precisely what we aim to uncover today. We've all heard that advice about sounding smart, but what if these words aren't just about superficial sophistication? What if they're about strategically shaping how your arguments are perceived? Almost like a verbal lever, letting you cut through the noise and genuinely make an impact. Let's kick things off with words that help us express thoughts with utmost clarity and conviction. These are your verbal tools for debates, maybe crafting compelling pitches or delivering highly informative presentations that don't just give data, but leave a lasting, powerful impression.
Indeed. These terms are carefully chosen to sharpen your articulation. They make your arguments more compelling, your explanations more precise, and your overall message resonate more profoundly. It's about ensuring your ideas aren't just heard, but deeply understood and crucially acted upon. This section is really about making your thoughts undeniable.
Okay, first up, a word we often hear, but maybe its full strategic depth isn't always appreciated. Articulate. We know it means clear, but what's the advanced application here?
Right. Articulate means expressing thoughts, feelings, or ideas with exceptional clarity and effectiveness. So, in advanced public speaking, using this word instantly elevates how you describe communication skills, maybe your own or someone else's. It signals more than just, being able to speak clearly. It implies an intentional mastery over language and thought. When you use articulate, you're emphasizing a smooth, coherent flow. Ideas connect seamlessly. It's often a contrast to someone who might stumble or use a lot of filler words like or ah. It suggests not just fluency, but intellectual poise, a refined command of language. Imagine you're at a high-stakes job interview presentation. You need to show your communication skills to executives. You wouldn't just say, "I'm a good speaker." Instead, you might say something like, "As an articulate communicator, I can distill complex data into actionable insights that drive team success." Much like how Steve Jobs so brilliantly articulated Apple's vision to revolutionize technology. You see, the insight here isn't just about clear speech. It's signaling this ability to structure and deliver complex info in a way that's immediately understood and respected. It elevates your perceived competence.
Right, so articulate is that crystal clear expression, leaving no room for confusion. It projects confidence through clarity. But what if a speaker wants to be more than just clear? What if they want to be truly stirring? How do we go from being understood to being deeply felt and remembered? That, I guess, is where eloquent comes in.
You've hit on the perfect distinction there. Eloquent describes someone who is not just fluent, but supremely persuasive and powerfully expressive, often with real emotional impact. This term is generally reserved for impactful oratory. It's the ideal word for praising really effective speakers, or maybe setting an aspiration for yourself. In advanced speaking, eloquent underlines an emotional resonance that goes beyond just clarity. It adds vividness, a motivational quality. It could transform a speech from informative to inspiring. Consider, say, Toastmasters evaluation. You're commending someone's TED-style talk on leadership. You could say, "Your eloquent delivery didn't just inform us, it deeply inspired us all." It reminded me of the resonance in Martin Luther King Jr.'s eloquent call for justice. The key insight is that difference. Being articulate is foundational, crucial for information. But being truly moving, persuasive, memorable, that's eloquent. It lifts the audience experience from just understanding to genuine inspiration. It leaves a lasting imprint. It's about words woven with purpose and passion.
That's a really powerful distinction. Okay, from moving hearts to sharpening minds, this next one sounds like it adds some serious intellectual weight. Perspicacious, it sounds fancy, almost a bit intimidating. What does it truly mean for a speaker and their audience?
Perspicacious. Yeah, it does sound a bit academic, doesn't it? But it means possessing keen insight, sharp understanding, or acumen. This word is incredibly valuable for highlighting really sharp analysis in your speech. It instantly adds a layer of intellectual gravitas. It goes beyond just being insightful. It implies a penetrating perception, almost like foresight into complex situations. It's especially good for advanced audiences, maybe academic lectures, high-level business strategy discussions, legal arguments. It conveys deep understanding without resorting to, too much jargon. For instance, say you're on a business conference panel analyzing market trends, predicting future shifts. You might say, "A truly perspicacious approach to market shifts allows leaders not just to react, but to anticipate disruptions," much like when Netflix perspicaciously pivoted from DVDs to streaming. Using perspicacious subtly signals advanced analytical capability. It shows you see beyond the surface, you understand the deeper currents and implications, you don't just see the data, you get its soul.
I can definitely see how perspicacious would command respect immediately. Okay, now let's shift to agreement. We often just say, "I agree," but there's a more polished alternative, concur. I'm wondering though, couldn't just saying "I concur" all the time come across as a bit evasive or maybe overly cautious? How do you use it without diluting your own voice?
That's a very perspicacious question. You've pinpointed a crucial nuance. Concur does mean to agree, but it adds formality, sophistication, and often a strategic purpose. You're right, just repeating it wouldn't be effective. Its power is in its deliberate use. Especially maybe in Q&A or debates, you use it to build rapport before you introduce a different perspective, or maybe to acknowledge a valid point someone made without totally giving in. It shows thoughtful alignment, creates a bridge of common ground, which really enhances persuasive dialogue. Imagine a political debate. An opponent makes a point with some merit. You could say, "I concur with your assessment on the urgency of climate change. However, to amplify our efforts, we must also explore innovative solutions like carbon capture." See, concur here doesn't weaken your authority. It enhances it by showing you listen, understand, find common ground, then pivot to your own distinct point. It's a sophisticated way to soften things, signal respect, making your next points land with more impact.
Okay, that clarifies its strategic use perfectly. It's about building bridges. Now, for adding a bit of drama and vividness to stories, exclaim. It immediately suggests strong emotion, doesn't it? I remember a speaker once just sort of shouted to convey urgency and it felt off. How do you use exclaim effectively without sounding, melodramatic or over the top, especially professionally?
Yeah, that's a critical point, and it is a delicate balance. Exclaim means to say something suddenly and loudly, usually out of strong emotion. When used well, this verb really enlivens narratives. It transforms stories from just descriptions into dynamic, immersive experiences. Its power is in helping you reenact key moments, drawing listeners in. The key, like you said, is using it judiciously. Strategic emphasis, not constant volume. For example, recounting a pivotal career moment in a seminar, maybe a breakthrough. You could say, after months of work, when the results came in, my team, just in this wave of relief and triumph, exclaimed, "We've done it." A moment of pure elation that fueled our innovation for years. Here, the word amplifies the emotion of that specific instant. A good speaker knows exclaim is like a spice, right? Not the main dish. Use it sparingly at peak emotional moments for a sharp burst of energy you're feeling. It's about using verbs to show, not just tell, making the audience feel like they were there. Controlled drama captivates.
I love that a spice, not the main ingredient, makes total sense. It's about making the audience feel it. Speaking of strong feelings, shifting from excitement to maybe urgency or a heartfelt appeal, plead sounds like a really potent word for calls to action. What's its true impact?
Plead. Yeah, it means to ask for something in a strong, emotional, often earnest or even desperate way. This word adds a profound sense of urgency and pathos to appeals. It's ideal for advocacy, fundraising, or any time you need deep support for a critical, often human-centered cause. It goes way beyond simply asking. Plead humanizes the request. It fosters empathy, a sense of moral imperative. Imagine a charity fundraiser speech appealing for donations for a humanitarian crisis. You might say, "I plead with you today, not just for funds, but as a moral imperative. Join this fight against poverty for future generations who deserve equity and opportunity." Its impact is significant. It shifts the message from just a logical request to this heartfelt, compelling plea. It resonates with the listener's emotions, their moral compass. It compels action from a place of deep concern. It makes them feel the weight of the cause.
That's incredibly evocative. Harnessing emotion for action. Now, okay, closing effectively is just as vital as starting strong. We often just wrap up, but summarize is key. I'm curious about its advanced uses beyond just, condensing info. What's the rhetorical power?
Absolutely. Summarize is much more than just a functional closing verb. It means expressing the most important facts or ideas in a short, clear, impactful form. It's essential for professional conclusions. It acts as this clear, authoritative signal of closure and mastery over your material. In advanced speaking, summarize lets you recap, yes, but crucially, it lets you reframe arguments, reinforce key takeaways, and show masterful control over the narrative. It ensures the audience leaves with exactly the message you intend, without the repetition that can make people tune out. For example, wrapping up a complex corporate training workshop, you could conclude, to summarize, our key takeaways aren't just concepts. They are innovation, collaboration, and resilience tangible principles that will define our success moving forward. The efficiency ensures a crisp, impactful recap. It doesn't just repeat, it solidifies and emphasizes your core message, leaving a strong final impression.
So it's strategic emphasis, not just being brief.
Yeah. And finally, in this section, for when you need to guide your audience directly, with purpose, instruct. How is this different from just telling someone what to do? What's the extra weight it carries?
That's a really crucial distinction. Instruct means ordering or telling someone to do something, especially formally or with authority. The weight, the gravitas, comes from its implication of expert knowledge and a clear, intentional path forward. It powerfully conveys authority and expert guidance. It's particularly useful in educational talks, tutorials, or leadership seminars where you are the guide. It allows speakers to direct audiences subtly but firmly, solidifying their role. Imagine leading exercises in a leadership seminar. You might say, "Given our discussion, I instruct you now to pair up and share one challenge you've overcome. This exercise will unlock your inner leader." The subtle difference between telling and instructing is significant. Instruct gives a greater sense of purpose, professional direction, and a command that implies compliance because the guidance comes from informed expertise. It boosts your authority. Okay, those words in our first category are definitely about commanding clarity and conviction. Powerful stuff. Now let's shift gears. Let's move to the very heart of public speaking, that ability to connect emotionally with your audience. We're talking passion, relatability, truly inspiring listeners. So what does this all mean for someone wanting to genuinely ignite emotion? How do these specific words become their tools, their brushstrokes?
Well, when the goal is to motivate, inspire, or galvanize action, emotion is really the engine of persuasion. Logic lays the groundwork, sure, but emotion provides the fuel. These terms are carefully chosen, almost like colors on an artist's palette, to infuse your speeches with genuine feeling, to forge a deeper, more memorable human connection. They help you move beyond just logical points to actually touch the hearts and minds of your listeners, making sure your message isn't just understood, but profoundly felt.
Let's start with pure joy then. Jubilant. How does a speaker use this to make a celebration really resonate?
Jubilant. It means feeling or expressing great joy, triumph, exhilaration. This word really elevates celebratory tones. It makes victories feel much more vivid, tangible, and shared with the audience. In public speaking, it injects this immediate surge of energy, making the triumph feel palpable, collective. For example, giving a victory speech after your team wins a major award. You might declare, "Our jubilant celebration last night reflected not just a win, but the culmination of relentless effort and unbreakable spirit." A quick tip, though. Balance its use with context. You want genuine, infectious joy, not exaggeration or melodrama. Used sincerely, it makes the audience feel part of the success, creates a shared emotional high.
I can almost feel the energy from that. Okay, on the flip side, when you need intense feelings, conviction, maybe even righteous anger or vehement comes to mind, how does this word amplify passion without, pushing the audience away?
Vehement. It means showing intense, passionate, often forceful feeling. This word doesn't just amplify passion, it projects undeniable conviction. It's highly effective in debates or where deep belief is crucial. It helps rally support by showing an unwavering stance. But the key is focusing the intensity on the issue, not attacking people. That avoids alienation. Imagine an environmental activist at a UN forum on climate change. They might state, "We must be absolutely vehement in our opposition to deforestation, for it threatens the very fabric of our planet's future." This word leaves no doubt about the speaker's commitment. It rallies others through the sheer force of conviction, not aggression. It's about deep, unshakable passion.
That definitely brings a sense of urgency. Now, this next one, ineffable, speaks to experiences so profound they're almost beyond words. How can using a word that means indescribable actually deepen the connection rather than creating distance?
That's a beautiful paradox, isn't it? And that's precisely where the power of ineffable lies. It means too great or extreme to be expressed in words. It captures those profound moments, awe, deep connection, overwhelming beauty. It adds mystery and depth. It's ideal for reflective speeches, like a commencement address. It paradoxically invites the audience's imagination to fill the unspoken space, drawing them into a shared contemplative moment. You could say, "The ineffable joy of witnessing your graduation fills me with pride beyond words embrace this moment." By acknowledging language's limits, you connect with a universal human experience. Some feelings just transcend articulation. It shows humility and depth, creating this profound bond.
Wow, that really makes you think about language limits and shared experience. Okay, for those thrilling moments full of energy and excitement, exhilarating is a fantastic choice. How can a speaker use it to make an experience really come alive?
Exhilarating. It means making one feel very happy, excited, energetic. It's perfect for describing thrilling, high-energy experiences. It significantly boosts the narrative energy. In motivational talks, it inspires by evoking a shared sense of excitement, adventure, potential. It turns a description into an energetic invitation for the audience to share that feeling. For instance, keynoting at a tech conference about launching an innovation, you might describe it vividly. Launching that startup was an utterly exhilarating journey, fraught with risks, yet brimming with the pure thrill of creation. It helps the audience feel the rush, the stakes, the reward, draws them in emotionally, viscerally.
That paints a very vivid picture. Now, for describing fervent dedication, unwavering commitment, we turn to zealous. How can a leader use zealous to inspire without crossing into sounding fanatical?
That's a key distinction, and it often depends on the object of the zeal. Zealous means enthusiastic and passionately devoted, often to a high degree. It powerfully highlights intense dedication. It serves as a potent inspiration. Very useful in leadership speeches to model fervor and commitment. Say, rallying volunteers for a community project. You could say, "Your zealous commitment to this vital cause will ignite the change we seek. Let's channel that passion into action today." A crucial tip: temper its use. Avoid implying fanaticism. Focus on positive, constructive devotion to a goal, not extreme adherence to an ideology. Framed right, it's about inspiring tireless effort and belief, making passion contagious.
I appreciate that nuance. Passion needs direction. Right, here's a lovely word for fortunate accidents or happy discoveries. Serendipity. How does bringing serendipity into a speech resonate, especially professionally?
Serendipity. It describes events happening by chance in a happy or beneficial way, often leading to unexpected discoveries. This word adds a charming touch of wonder, humility, and relatable humanity. It shows not all success is purely planned or forced. It makes achievements feel a bit more magical, inspiring. Allows the audience to connect with the idea that life offers unexpected gifts. It's particularly fitting for entrepreneurial talks, career anecdotes, even scientific discovery. It shows humility amidst achievement, sharing career stories at a networking event. You might say, my partnership with this team was pure serendipity, a chance meeting that blossomed into groundbreaking collaboration. It humanizes the journey, makes success seem attainable, reminds us great breakthroughs can come from unexpected places, invites appreciation for fortunate chance.
That makes success feel much more relatable. Sometimes, though, a touch of humor is needed, maybe to lighten a heavy topic or critique something absurd. Ludicrous seems perfect for that. Can you give an example of using it for memorable effect without undermining a serious point?
Absolutely. Ludicrous means so foolish, unreasonable, or inappropriate as to be amusing or absurd. It's incredibly effective for injecting humor, often with a satirical edge. It lightens heavy topics, critiques absurd ideas, engages audiences more deeply. In advanced speaking, it can disarm critics, expose flaws, make points memorable. The trick is targeting the idea or situation, not the person. Imagine a debate on AI's future. You could quip, the notion that AI will spontaneously replace the nuanced core of human creativity within the next decade is frankly ludicrous. It's a tool that amplifies ingenuity, not supplants it. It delivers a sharp, humorous critique that's easy to remember. It punctures unrealistic fear, making your reasoned argument more compelling. It's intellectual wit to make a point stick.
That's a brilliant way to make a critical point with a smile. And for when something's been said way too many times, tiresomely so, ad nauseum, it's wonderfully specific. How do you use it to critique repetition effectively without just sounding, well, annoyed?
Ad nauseum, Latin, literally to the point of nausea, meaning something done or said repeatedly to an excessive, tiresome degree. It's a masterstroke for critiquing repetition effectively. Very useful in analytical speeches, policy critiques, anywhere an argument lacks novelty or proof due to overuse. It adds rhetorical flair. A sophisticated, indirect warning against overkill or lack of fresh perspective without directly criticizing the person. For example, critiquing an old, unproven policy in a meeting, you might declare, we have, regrettably, heard this same argument made ad nauseum, yet without fresh evidence, it remains an empty echo, hindering genuine innovation. It conveys weariness with a repeated, unsupported argument in a polished way. Signal it's time to move beyond stale talking points.
That's a wonderfully sharp way to push the conversation forward. Okay, now let's explore words that truly elevate your analytical prowess. For those of you delivering educational content, scientific findings, detailed analyses, this category is your secret weapon. Okay, let's unpack this. How do these words demonstrate true critical thinking, going beyond just surface observations?
Right. These terms are specifically designed to showcase critical thinking and advanced intellectual sophistication. They enable speakers to dissect complex information, identify underlying patterns, and present insightful observations with clarity and conviction. They help you move beyond just presenting facts to offering deep, meaningful interpretations and connections, showing sophisticated grasp of your subject.
Okay, first one. When something just doesn't fit the pattern, that unexpected deviation anomaly, what makes this word so crucial for data-driven discussions?
An anomaly. It's something that deviates significantly from what's standard, normal, or expected. This word is absolutely crucial because it effectively spotlights exceptions or outliers. And often, those are the very points that unlock new understanding. It significantly aids data-driven talks, scientific presentations, investigative reports. Using it demonstrates analytical prowess. It shows you're not just looking at averages, but carefully scrutinizing deviations, asking why something is different. Essential in science or business, where understanding deviations leads to breakthroughs or prevents errors. Discussing unexpected research findings at a conference. You might note, this data point represents a significant anomaly in our trends, prompting us to reevaluate our hypotheses with fresh eyes. It signals critical thinking about implications, leading to deeper insights. Often, the anomaly holds the key.
So an anomaly isn't just weird, it's a doorway. Got it. On the flip side, ever encounter an idea or maybe instructions that are just too complicated, tangled, hard to follow? Convoluted describes it perfectly. How does using this word strategically help a speaker clarify things?
Convoluted. It means extremely complex, intricate, and difficult to follow, often unnecessarily so. This word is excellent for critiquing overly complicated ideas, systems, or language. It allows you to simplify them for audiences by first identifying the problem, the complexity itself. In advanced speaking, it helps you promote clarity, which is a key sign of expertise. You pinpoint what's not clear and needs untangling. For instance, in a legal argument, simplifying jargon for a jury, or a public address on policy. You could say, the proposed bill's convoluted language obscures its intent. Let's unravel it to reveal the true implications. It shows you can discern and untangle complexity. Positions you as a guide, bringing clarity to muddled concepts, a powerful demonstration of expertise.
I can definitely relate to untangling convoluted things. Okay, for describing weakening effects, often metaphorically debilitate sounds incredibly potent. How can a speaker use this to really underscore a serious threat or impact?
Debilitate. It means to make someone or something weak, infirm, to cripple or impair its strength or function. While it applies literally to health, its power in speaking is often metaphorical. It's highly effective in cautionary tales or discussing systemic weaknesses. Think abstract concepts, economies, morale, organizations, even individual capabilities. A health policy speech on chronic diseases' impact on a workforce. You might powerfully state, unchecked stress can profoundly debilitate even the strongest leaders, underscoring the critical need for mental health initiatives. It conveys a strong, almost physical sense of harm or weakening, makes the threat feel more tangible, pressing, evokes deep impairment and the urgent need for intervention.
That truly emphasizes the gravity. This next word, insidious, warns of danger that creep up subtly, gradually, unnoticed, until maybe it's too late. How does using insidious effectively build suspense and urgency?
Insidious. It means proceeding gradually, subtly, but with profoundly harmful effects. This term is incredibly powerful for highlighting subtle, creeping dangers that might not be obvious. It effectively builds suspense and a sense of urgent vigilance. Ideal for warning speeches. Engages the audience by revealing hidden, pervasive threats they might not perceive initially. Imagine a cybersecurity expert at a corporate summit. They might caution, modern cyber threats are often insidious, silently infiltrating systems. Unnoticed until it's too late. Proactive vigilance is our best defense. It emphasizes a creeping, pervasive, destructive danger rather than an overt one. Compels the audience to look beneath the surface and act before it's too late, uncovering the hidden thread.
That's certainly a word to make an audience pay attention. Now, when precision, thoroughness, and exacting standards are paramount, meticulous is the word. How does using it communicate trustworthiness and competence?
Meticulous. It means showing great attention to detail, very careful and accurate, often to an extreme degree. Using this word praises thoroughness and exacting standards. It builds significant trust and confidence with your audience. In speaking, it reassures listeners of your preparation, diligence, unwavering attention to every aspect, leaves no room for doubt, signals a deep commitment to excellence, delivering a critical project update to a board. You might state, our meticulous research ensures every recommendation is rigorously grounded in data, minimizing risks and maximizing returns. It signals commitment to excellence, a painstaking approach, inherent reliability, invaluable for building credibility.
Meticulous definitely signals quality. Okay, for celebrating abundant output, creativity, sheer productivity, prolific is perfect. How can this word truly inspire?
Prolific means producing much fruit or many offspring, abundantly productive or fruitful. It's a powerful descriptor for celebrating high output, boundless creativity, remarkable productivity, highly motivational, especially in creative fields, research, or anywhere consistent. High volume contribution is valued. It inspires greater effort, sets a high benchmark. Giving an acceptance speech for a literary award. You might reflect, Shakespeare's prolific genius gave us timeless works. May we all strive for such boundless creativity in our endeavors. It elevates productivity from mere quantity to an artistic, intellectual, impactful level. Motivates others to pursue their own potential.
That certainly sets an inspiring goal. To embody sheer perseverance, resilience, unshakable will, we have tenacious. How does this word resonate, especially when telling stories of overcoming adversity?
Tenacious means tending to keep a firm hold, stubbornly persistent, determined, not easily discouraged. This word embodies perseverance and unwavering determination. Incredibly effective for rallying audiences, especially in challenging times or narrating overcoming adversity. Speaks to inner strength, resolve needed to push through difficulties, cling to a goal despite setbacks. Perfect for motivational speakers, leaders, a sports motivational talk after a big loss. You could inspire, our tenacious spirit turned defeat into victory. Remember, persistence is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. Resonates deeply. Taps into universal experience of struggle and the satisfaction of enduring and prevailing. It's about that grip that refuses to let go.
Tenacious truly captures that never give up spirit, and for something that's simply everywhere, pervasive, adding a global perspective, ubiquitous, how does using it help an audience grasp the scale of a trend?
Ubiquitous means present, appearing, or found everywhere. Omnipresent This word precisely describes prevalence, widespread existence, significantly aids discussions about trends, pervasive phenomena, global influences, as a crucial global or widespread perspective, grounds observations in a relatable, universal context, helps listeners immediately grasp scale and scope. Presenting on tech trends at a conference. You might observe, social media has become ubiquitous, reshaping how we connect. Yet it demands mindful navigation to preserve authenticity, helps the audience visualize and internalize the sheer scale, makes your argument for its impact or necessary action far more compelling.
That makes the scale undeniable. Okay, finally, let's explore words that bring a distinct professional polish. Essential for executive speeches, crucial negotiations, professional development. Here's where it gets really impactful. These terms help you navigate formal environments with confidence, gravitas, and an air of competence.
Exactly. These terms are specifically designed to elevate formality, precision, sophistication in business and formal settings. They're not just decorative. They make your message more impactful, credible, distinguished. They signal a command of language appropriate for high-stakes interactions. Reflects how you say it, with discernment and authority.
Okay, when facing complex decisions, acknowledging mixed feelings with ambivalent shows nuanced thinking. How does this project objectivity professionally?
Ambivalent means having mixed feelings or contradictory ideas, undecided or conflicting perspectives. It's powerful professionally because it acknowledges nuance, demonstrates balanced, thoughtful thinking, not impulsive decisions. Particularly useful in strategy meetings, negotiations, decision-making speeches, project subjectivity, careful consideration, understanding all sides, even conflicting ones. Imagine a strategy meeting on a merger. You could express, I'm genuinely ambivalent about the merger. While it promises growth, we must address cultural integration challenges head-on. Shows you're not easily swayed, but thoughtfully analyzing complexities. Builds trust through perceived impartiality and comprehensive assessment. Embracing complexity, not avoiding it.
That certainly conveys a careful approach. For that touch of personalization, exclusivity, meticulous tailoring, bespoke is a fantastic descriptor. What makes it so effective in high-end or service-oriented communication?
Bespoke means custom-made, tailored to individual specifications. Comes from bespeak, meaning to speak for something, like ordering it. This word immediately emphasizes personalization, unique craftsmanship, unparalleled tailoring. Appeals particularly in luxury or specialized service industries. Conveys exclusivity, meticulous attention to detail, strong client-centric focus. Pitching high-value consulting or luxury products. You might say, unlike generic solutions, our bespoke training programs are meticulously tailored to your team's unique dynamics, ensuring transformative results. Signals a higher tier of service, deep understanding of unique needs, commitment to customized value.
Bespoke definitely elevates the perception. Okay, to assure thoroughness, completeness, and build undeniable credibility, comprehensive is a must for formal presentations.
Comprehensive means complete, including all or nearly all elements or aspects, foundational in professional communication. Assures thoroughness, significantly building credibility by promising a full, detailed, exhaustive account. Ideal for reports, strategic overviews, any formal presentation where complete understanding and meticulous coverage are paramount. Delivering an annual report to critical stakeholders. You could confidently state, this comprehensive analysis covers financials, operations, forecasts, empowering informed decisions for the year ahead. Implies no important stone left unturned, all angles considered, conclusions robust and fully supported.
So it's about leaving no room for questions.
Okay. To frame a difficult, perplexing problem in an engaging, almost intriguing way, conundrum adds intellectual curiosity. A conundrum. A confusing and difficult problem or question, often hard to solve. This word frames challenges engagingly, turns a mere problem into an intriguing puzzle, often invites creative solutions or deeper thought. In advanced speaking, it immediately hooks listeners with intellectual intrigue, makes them more invested in understanding the complexity and finding a resolution. Keynoting a problem-solving workshop. You might pose, the modern conundrum of remote work productivity requires innovative tools and flexible policies to unlock potential. Transforms a dry problem into an intellectual challenge. Encourages shared ownership, collaborative search for answers.
That's a great way to invite the audience in. For validating strategies with a scientific edge, proving effectiveness with precision, efficacious is a highly precise choice.
Efficacious means effective, successful in producing a desired outcome. Incredibly potent. Validating strategies or solutions with scientific, results-driven precision. Powerful for evidence-based talks where tangible outcomes are key. Distinguishes mere effectiveness from a proven, almost clinical ability to achieve a specific result. allows sounding expertly informed without being overly technical. During a product launch demo, you could affirm, our new software isn't just innovative, it's efficacious, proven to boost efficiency by 30% in beta tests. Provides strong data-backed assertion of effectiveness, lends significant weight and believability.
Efficacious definitely gives that sense of robust, proven results. In moments of crisis or high pressure, demonstrating equanimity inspires profound confidence in leadership. What makes this quality so vital?
Equanimity. Mental calmness, composure, evenness of temper, especially in difficulty. Truly invaluable leadership quality. Promotes poise and stability under immense pressure. Profoundly inspirational for leadership talks, especially in uncertainty. Invaluable in crisis management speeches. Demonstrates steady guidance, rational thought, unwavering confidence when most needed, delivering a crisis response to employees. You might emphasize, maintaining equanimity amid uncertainty allows us to lead with clarity and inspire confidence in our teams. Speaks the strength of character, calm decision-making during turbulence. A beacon of stability.
Equanimity really speaks volumes. Okay, to praise the highest standards, faultless execution, impeccable is the definitive word. How does it enhance praise professionally?
Impeccable. In accordance with the highest standards, faultless, flawless, beyond reproach, reserved for praising absolute perfection, faultless execution. Significantly enhances compliments, performance reviews. In public speaking, it polishes assessments or even self-promotion. Highlights unwavering commitment to excellence. Quality above the rest. In a performance review presentation, you could assert your truly impeccable execution of this project sets a benchmark for excellence across the organization. Convey's work was not merely good, but outstanding, meticulously delivered, absolutely beyond reproach, lasting impression of supreme quality.
Impeccable sets a very high bar indeed. Warning of subtle, gradual, but deeply harmful effects calls for pernicious. What kind of impact does it create?
Pernicious. Having a highly harmful effect, especially gradually or subtly, making it more dangerous. Warns of insidious dangers persuasively. Apt for ethical discussions, risk assessments, cautionary tales where the threat isn't overt but creeps up. Adds significant gravity. Highlights threats not immediately obvious but with profound long-term destructive consequences. An ethics seminar in corporate culture. You might caution, the pernicious influence of misinformation erodes trust. We must combat it with transparent communication. Evokes strong sense of creeping, destructive influence. Urges recognition and action before it's irreversible.
That's a powerful warning word. For advocating practicality over pure theory, grounding your speech in reality, pragmatic is key.
Pragmatic. Dealing with things sensibly and realistically, based on practical rather than theoretical considerations. Invaluable. Advocates for practicality. Effectively grounds idealistic visions in real-world feasibility. Actionable steps. Highly useful in policy debates, business advisory, any strategic discussion where tangible, achievable solutions are valued over abstract ideas. An advisory board meeting on strategy. You could argue, a pragmatic approach to innovation balances bold ideas with feasible implementation timelines, emphasizes sensible, achievable steps, demonstrates a speaker grounded in reality, focused on effective execution.
Pragmatic ensures ideas become reality. Inspiring endurance, recovery from setbacks is crucial. Resilient perfectly captures that spirit.
Resilient. Able to withstand or recover quickly from difficult conditions, tough, adaptable, profoundly inspires endurance, adaptability, recovery, absolutely crucial for motivational content, leadership narratives, personal growth stories. Resonates deeply in post-crisis discussions, team building, talks on overcoming failure and emerging stronger, a TEDx talk on challenges. You might say, true leaders are resilient, bouncing back from setbacks with renewed vigor and wisdom. Speaks to human capacity for strength, adaptation, hope in adversity. Truly uplifting, empowering.
Resilient is indeed inspiring. And finally, emphasizing meticulous ethics, precision, integrity. We have scrupulous. How does this build trust in formal settings?
Scrupulous. Diligent, thorough, extremely attentive to details. Also implies acting carefully with high integrity, moral rectitude. Paramount for stressing ethics, precision, honesty. Essential for building deep trust in formal, high-stakes environments. In advanced speaking, especially compliance, audits, quality addresses, it reassures listeners. Signals reliability, conscientiousness, commitment to highest standards. Presenting an audit report to regulators, you could assure them our scrupulous adherence to standards ensures compliance and fosters long-term stakeholder trust. Conveys deep, almost unyielding commitment to moral and professional principles. Irreplaceable for establishing authority and credibility.
Wow, what an absolutely incredible deep dive into this arsenal of advanced public speaking vocabulary. We've explored over 30 powerful words, really moving beyond just basic definitions to understand their strategic impact. From articulating ideas and making perspicacious arguments to inspiring deep emotional connections through eloquent and vehement appeals, and polishing our professional presence with words like equanimity and scrupulous, it's so clear these aren't just big words, are they? They are powerful tools for nuance, for impact, and for connecting on a much deeper level with any audience you address.
Yeah, and if we connect this to the bigger picture, mastering this vocabulary isn't just about memorizing definitions. It's about developing an attuned ear for the subtleties of language and a profound appreciation for its immense power to shape perception, evoke emotion, drive understanding. It genuinely raises an important question for each of us, doesn't it? How will your refined word choice not just inform, but truly transform the perspectives, the beliefs, the actions of those you speak to? The journey to eloquence, to becoming a truly impactful speaker, it's continuous. Keep experimenting, keep learning, and truly own the words you choose.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into elevating your eloquence and mastering the art of persuasive communication. Your voice truly deserves to be heard with power, precision, and profound impact. If you found this deep dive valuable, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the Learn English Lab YouTube channel for more tips on mastering communication.